we have to do it. It's time. It's time for the
Oh, let's get to it.
It's time for the real pivot. We've been messing around, and we have to talk about Victoria Everest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So this is a lady that is mad. She's been on Trend Central. She's kind of been doing the damage work in terms of. So basically, she has been setting people up for essays, sexual assault
Charges. And
rape,
the
all
way
that.
it's all popped out is the video. Have you got the video?
Yeah, if we can play that, that'll be.
All right, let me try
that'll
to
be
find it.
Because it's probably some of the nastiest work I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely.
To be honest, and I'm hoping her name becomes just
synonymous with this.
and infamy. Like if she Googles herself, that's the first thing that should come up.
Oh, here we go. Found it. All right, so listen to this. Somebody's talking to her, and they're recording. She doesn't know, so she's speaking very free.
Their realizations.
I think you shouldn't go past 31 doing the toxic stuff. Because there's too much energy invested out.
That's what the therapist was saying yesterday. It's like, is it not exhausting?
Yeah,
and I'm like, it's not though.
So you're gonna live, you've done for 5 years hurting men, you enjoy it. And you're gonna keep going. But the energy that you're putting into that, you could triple your income. You could be doing other things, you know what I mean? So that's one thing. Two, in all reality, you're killing yourself with a fake rape charge. That's it, right? You have to put in energy to get a fake rape charge, of course. But if it doesn't go according to plan, it'll bounce back on you. And it'll be obviously there will have medical.
I've done all this. There's evidence. I've given him a clothes. He asked me, babe. Like, we had sex, yeah? And he's denying that he was even there.
How can you do that if you got arrested in your house?
No, so one was for an occasion where he left.
Yeah.
The other time he was there, but he claimed that we didn't have sex, but there was evidence to say that we had.
Alright, cool. You can.
I want to take him to the cleaners, babe.
Yeah, but this is what I thought. This one's funny. I thought like him.
I know, you know, I hate him because he's so much like me that it annoys me.
But Victoria, listen to me carefully, yeah? Your skill is that you can detect a victim you want. Rape them. That's what you do. You enjoy doing it. Rape charge doesn't mean you've got a victim you want.
No, it doesn't.
It just means
I've just got one over. That's all.
Yeah, but it means you got this one that you weren't able to hurt him. You pulled a fake rape. You know what I'm saying? So
that's still gonna hurt me. He hates that. And the thing is, he's gonna go out, continuing to fuck up girls' lives, yeah? With an assault charge and a rape charge. He'll think twice about what he does next time when he meets the next girl.
Yeah, fair enough. But it's a fake rape charge. So what do you want from that?
What? The guy lies for a living. Let him have a taste of his own medicine. That's all. Let him continue lying for a living. That's what he does. He spins stories and sells dreams for a living. End of. So when a story spun on him, let him swallow that pill.
But I get your angle, but then you can't say you won or you was able to.
It's not a game. I'm done. I've pulled back. I've done what I've done. I've played my move. I've moved on.
But you weren't able to hurt. The way you usually like to hurt men, you weren't able to hurt him.
Well, I did, because in the relationship, I continued to cheat on it. Remember,
That's that. Now,
that's the evidence.
That is damning.
That's disgusting
on so many levels. That that shocked the shit out of me. I won't lie to you. That really I couldn't believe it. I tried to send it to everyone. I tried to say, hey guys, this is what's out there, and just on a wake up thing, because I think there's a message to the man them. Obviously, there's other messages that have to be at play, but there's a message to the man them on this is out there. Be aware, because this is the height of evil, really.
Yeah, that's real.
This is not some sin. This is not a simple thing. You know, this is just even being linked to something and it not being true is dark. Like there was a guy that was meant to be in the new Snatched or something, and he's an actor, and it wasn't true, and he lost it before everything everything went everything. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. There's many that are she's ruined the game for so many. We'll talk about the victims and stuff, but I just want to talk direct to the man them. These women are out there.
Yeah,
they are on this. They are on. I'm going to destroy your life because, and I don't think there's how you hear tapped opinions online, those tap people are now part of society. So you're like, raw, like you operate. So you watch podcasts and think, wait, do you really think that?
You think that way?
But
Or is
the
this
way
like
she was breaking it down,
There's a Facebook group somewhere where people all think the same way.
Well, this is the thing. It's like you hear somebody break it down in this cold, clear way of just, yeah, this is what I do. And he's even trying to rationalize it. The part that jumped out to me straight out the gate was, I was talking to my therapist. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's where somebody would maybe send you as a result of finding out this is what you're on. And there's one thing that I remember reading and that people kind of have to acknowledge, because when people talk about therapy, it's very much like glossed over, like all therapy is the same. It's not. It's like, for example, somebody who is, let's say, a narcissist, and a real one, not just somebody who hurt you. Yeah, because people get tarred with the narcissist brush. Like it's that common. They're not a common group of people in society. Very specific type of traits. People who have those traits have to go for a very specific type of therapy. Sometimes you can send someone to therapy and they come out worse because they're now more informed about how the mind works. So they've just been armed with this extra information and they can present to you like a safe space. So when she's talking about being able to detect her targets, she probably can create the safest space and get you disarmed and put into a place. Because I think some of the information that was floating around is that she was in the room, the hotel room with the guy, and phoned the police from inside the hotel toilet. Wow. So imagine you're in there, you just done your madness and you're chilling. I don't even know what type of, you know what I mean? And she's just over there quietly. You might even be just there, just in your boxes on your phone, just scrolling. Boom, boom, boom.
Your life's finished.
What?
That knock is a game changer. This is what I'm saying. This is what I told them, man.
Man, them need to understand that. A few things that I can say about this, but I think it's such a dangerous thing, not just for men, them, but also for women, because things like this create a case for people that say, "See, you can't trust women, you can't trust and there'll be women that genuinely have been through like these difficult situations.
A lot of women have been through
and who maybe have been hesitant to come out or hesitant to talk about it, and things like this won't help because now it seems like, I don't want to seem like I'm one of those people that's just trying to ruin someone's life. But for the women that have generally been through this, I'm sorry that this person is just using it as a tool to abuse men.
Yeah.
For man, them, like, in all seriousness, sexual discipline is important, man. In this day and age, where
this should scare you.
I get it. Like, well, you could be a man and you see a woman and you think, yeah, and maybe she's giving you all them signals and stuff, but really, I think Young Philly is a wicked case study for seeing how somebody's life can change in a negative way. And I don't say that to be critical of him, but to really think about
situations. No, we don't know what's going on.
No, but this is the point. Yeah. He might bust case and come out that actually I was lying and that he was completely innocent, but that isn't the conversation. Man, have to think about like some of these women that you're not really too sure, but because you're just feeling a certain way, you're doing stuff with, or maybe you're trying to treat them a certain way, and they don't like it, and now they want to get back on you. You don't hear about cases of women that have been taken to court, prison, often for like falsely accusing someone of rape.
You got to bring back the courting thing.
No, but almost just kind of becomes like it kind of fizzles out. Oh yeah, she was lying. Okay, she just goes on with her life.
Yeah, well you're there with the mud.
A man who is in any way implicated in an art charge.
Yeah,
the mud is on you,
bro. And it's like you can't wash it off. So when I tell you the sexual discipline, like it's no matter how bad the thing is, you really have to say to yourself, is it worth like your life,
brother? Because sex is so casual. Yeah,
this is it.
Courting does have to come back in a way because you can just be around a woman and realize, you're mad. You know, like,
that one there.
You know, them ones there. You know, like you're around a woman, you think, you're absolutely mad. You said stuff
all over the place.
She talks about how she's been in another relationship. Little things will give you
when
they repeat themselves.
Yeah,
yeah.
You
said you hear her
give
talking,
them space,
and you say, okay, cool. But if you sleep with her too early, you don't get that information. So
everything is clouded.
A whole succubus, bro. That's what you can call this. That's the only way you can. That's the what realist. That person
and the thing is. Sometimes the crazy, not that I necessarily know, but sometimes the crazy ones are the ones that because their craziness gives them an X factor that you can't really understand. And you think, I don't know why, just something about her is different. And it's because she's crazy, that's why she can move in a way that doesn't make sense
until you detect it. Because when you meet it, you can't unmeet it.
Yes,
I've had those moments where just the conversations and the convo should be light, and out of nowhere you take us underground with just when someone we're going deep, we go, okay, cool, we're going here. You want to tell me something, and start revealing. I remember this one girl started just talking about her ex, like in some intense ways. Money owed, this thing pulling up outside the house, da 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 da. And I'm just going, okay, is it? How did I? Is it? That's what all in my head I'm going is drama box. This box of drama.
So my ex pulled up.
You go,
In the
you
first-
go in there.
In the first conversation, why should I know that?
Bro,
Absolutely.
if she says, yeah, so my ex made me hide his gun at the house. Da, 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 da. And all I'm thinking is,
Kobe.
Puts
it in from mid-range, 15 feet out.
I'm never gonna see you again.
Trust
You
me.
know, like that. You know, like.
Yep.
But man, them need to give the women the time
Space.
to say that stuff.
Trust me.
Like, and that's only if you just sleep with her, you don't have that information. Boom, my child. If she starts talking about you, but she pretends she ain't got a you. Little things, bro, important things, bro. That these are super red flags.
There are man them
Super.
with children with women now that obviously the children are a blessing, but they regret that night or that moment of passion that you were roasting for. Like, I just need to,
And we've all been
and then 25 years later, like you just got a situation with somebody who you don't want to be involved with.
Long standing.
there, and you've all been there. Listen, and we've all been in super horny moments here when you're like,
That's why men are in the
you
nut
just
files,
do-
bro. Taking selfies and uploading passports, bro.
yeah.
Compromised
No, why?
decision making.
Compromise. If you're roasting and you just get compromised, and you know everything about this moment is bad.
You know what? Yeah, this is why. As much as we make jokes, sometimes man, them just knock one out.
VPN.
Go
Load
to
VPN.
Bulgaria or
Go-
Peru.
yeah.
And,
Upload
and
yourself.
scout the finest that they've got to offer,
100%.
and just knock one out and keep it step because your decision making comes back, bro. The post nut
Yes.
clarity gets
It's
you back in the room.
you
I
claritized.
didn't need to go there. I didn't need to travel. I didn't need to take this journey. I didn't even need to be on the other side of London for
Now
cheeks.
you will feel guilty if you catch your reflection in the mirror because you're like, I should have done that.
Nah, but
don't worry
but
about that.
fades. Go sleep tomorrow. New day. New day.
Localized damage, you say.
Yeah.
But it's just like you because it's true when you think about it.
Go knock one
it's-
out.
bro.
Keep it stepping.
100%. That is, and I know it feels like bad advice.
It sounds like
but
nonsense.
it's good advice.
Knock one out and keep it
It
stepping.
is good advice because man, them the other side of that is crazier.
And you got to remember, it's like, so there's obviously another side to this coin because hurt people are hurting people, and some people are just better at doing the damage. Yeah. So her watch the lengths she was prepared to go to for whatever situation. I'm not speaking to her situation more so because she seems like she's targeting people. But there are
I
some
went on
people
Trends.
who
I
are-
listened to the interview that she did on Trend Central,
Okay.
and maybe
well,
you make a good point about.
let me just make a point. Just
Yeah.
separate. I want to make it separate to her
Cool.
before we get into her situation. Is that some people are doing stuff out of I need to hurt you for
Yeah.
what you've done to me.
Yeah.
Now, because the shot that she got you with is way worse in the grand scheme of how people are going to understand it, it doesn't negate the pain that has been caused. That's causing the retaliation. So it's that thing as well where it's like you do hear a case of this person treated you like shit. They did this stuff to you. They did all this stuff to you. They did this stuff to you.
Yeah.
But we hear the response.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a lot of stuff that happens. Obviously, casual sex is such a common thing.
It's too
But
simple.
in that, sometimes you hear the stories and you think, okay, cool, yeah, they're linking, they're not together, they're having sex, cool, promiscuous lifestyle, that's what they're on. But within that, some people are going mad with how they treat people
Yeah.
that they're having sex with or they have access to like that. And like some of the stuff you hear when you're reading these accounts and stuff are just like, why? Why do you
Yeah.
need to treat people like shit? Because
Yeah.
it's not a committed situation. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
like these things, it's a shit equation and could be avoided easily by sexual discipline, like we're saying. But within people who are, say, they just want to be sexually liberated and live the way they want to live, cool.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean
But it can't. It's not as cool as we can say it is because you just don't know what you're dealing with on the other side of the coin. We remember that people are rolling out here with different levels of mask on. She's woman is damaged heavily, yeah, and she poses as someone that is just someone that is a active, positive member of society.
yeah, the
And
vegan
she's not.
page, the women's
Her page is
empowerment
brilliant.
and
It's
that.
empowerment. It's this. It's that. So she comes across. She's cosplaying as something else, and she's dangerous. And yes, she says this was a long time ago, but you don't get to. She said that she was charged. She was charged for this thing. Apparently, that's the statement because the police saw that message, and she's like, "Why have you brought it out now? You're trying to destroy me." But so she's like, "This is a thing that happened in the past." Watching that thing on Trend Central, and I don't know. Some people should just be thrown in the bin. I feel like if you've done that to someone's whole life, you have to be thrown in the bin. I don't know if there's a real way back for you, especially how you've hurt women that have this story. And they don't get to prove it. These women will stay with because there's some dark men out there. Let's always remember that.
Oh yeah.
There's some dark men out there that are actually targeting and trying to, put stuff in women's drinks. There's also those men exist, and they're just all around the place, you know. But this woman, when she was talking about her dad and how she grew up in a house of sexual assault. Just her dad used to beat her mum. How she was making her story sound, and just what she experienced. It was, and she spoke about being in fostering. Her story's mad. And obviously I've worked with foster kids and it's mad because I forget, sometimes I have to remember my training. They don't have no empathy.
Okay. Oh, because life hasn't been kind.
Brother, when I tell you foster children don't have empathy, they just don't have it. It's just not a gear that it's been learned because if you think about it, just imagine from an early age crying and no one comes to respond to you, no one helps you.
So crazy.
Or getting pulled up and leaving a home. They're so used to, so in a sense, they're like a foster child, and there's things that your child has in terms of secure attachments and stuff, right? As in, and it starts from the womb, really.
Yes, right.
But then it really builds out when they're here.
Yeah.
So a foster child is always in sinking sand. They're always sinking. The foundation set is different. Never gonna be there. So I will use you as much as I can
because I know that it's gonna end.
I don't know what you're gonna do to me. I have to. So
it's that transactional relationships,
right? It's all transactional. How can you help me? So, and sometimes you see what happens is those lot become adults and operate in society, and they look
like everyone else,
but they're different. Yeah, I'm saying
about narcissists that know how to. Now I have the skill set to know how to manipulate better.
But the system doesn't help. And I used to. The killer is when I was in my foster, like in my carer bag, I'd easily understand her. Shouldn't be surprised. When I was listening to her case on the Trend Central thing, I was thinking, she's all the things. If I go by like the therapeutic training, she matches up to why this is here. I was watching Bouncer do a video on her, and he's like trying to scrub to the beginning of, but how many people did you lock up? But you can't leave out the story. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's mad because it's only now when we're talking about it, my training kicks back into gear. Not the podcast, man.
Yeah. You've met this person before. And I've met how they can it is just on them. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're in a good system, the system's already effed up already. So it's like the damage is done. This person probably could have been in 4, 5, 6 homes. Yeah. And then after this, they move. The family might not get along with them. They kick them out. So, or they push you to see how far you're going to, before you discard before you kick them out,
because
they're expecting it anyway.
They're doing it. It's all sorts. They're not. It's not an Annie story. So the story that I was told about fostering is fake. Basically, Daddy Warbucks comes saves the day, and I'm so happy to have you. Like, or there's a kid. I remember there's a kid that you couldn't say good morning to him. You couldn't say something positive. He'll crash out just because it's like he hasn't seen that. So that's weird what you're doing, and that's a trigger for him of kindness. You see what I'm saying? And they always want to go back to the abuse. They always want to go back to. So this is
a Stockholm syndrome kind of thing.
Yeah, that's so normalized.
They become so comfortable in that space that you doing something becomes like the opposite.
Brother, and the worst feeling is when a kid finally realizes, if after a while they've been in care and they realize they were mistreated by their parents. That wake up call is crazy. Because first of all, you're weird. Then they get into it and they're like, wait, that shouldn't have happened to me. Is all the journey that the young people go through, but those young people just become teenagers, which is it's sad. Like, it is sad, because finally I was like, throw her under the jail. Like, naturally, that's my first feeling, but that's because I'm not in, my hat's taken off of the game. But it's just now I don't know what the right answer is, because I feel men have to be. It's so many different fold.
It's a tricky one because accountability still has to matter, and in the same way where not that Ginger J was to this level of degree, my assessment was you gotta go away and do what you gotta do,
Yeah.
and it's the same for her. I
But
don't
what
feel
if
like
society? What if society? So from the crib to all through school,
Mm.
you've always been let down and like assaulted, this, that, and the other.
Thing
and,
is,
and the right groups do not come in to help you.
well, this
What
is
happens? Who's to blame for
it's,
that person?
I hear what you're saying, but you see, you can go through life, and your excuse is the story, the explanation of your story, yeah. But at what point do you then say, because we're not talking about someone in their early 20s.
Yeah.
We're not talking about we're talking about someone that's of age, that is clearly known how to kind of navigate a career and all these different things. And you say, okay, cool. But then self-improvement has to be on your list if you know that your story is the way it is. Unless you think that nothing is wrong, in which case there's a bigger problem. But I don't think we're dealing with that type of person. We're dealing with a person that is
I'm with
aware
you.
of the situation that they're in, who they are, and how they operate within that. So what I'm saying is, you now, if you decide you've been blown up, yeah, because a lot of time people are just going to continue because this is just what I do. But now you've been blown up, it's up to you to go and try to, because it's not going to be a thing where you get to come back. It ain't like a Ginger J go take a walk around the block and then come back with a different view. This is someone who you were trying to put people in jail.
But there's but so I'm saying this because there's times when we would go back to the local authority or different things to ask for intervention.
Okay.
And the budget wouldn't be there. But this kid needs help. See what I'm saying?
Mm.
So we'd be on the fostering, on the social working side. We're telling you this person's roadmap ends up here. If you lot don't operate now and do something about it, we're going to be here. Now, are we gonna let this person continue, or you lot gonna run the bread so we can put in early intervention now, so this doesn't happen? You know what I mean? Because I'll be there with a young person. I'm saying this thing. We do a map of where this kid's gonna end up if we go and buy what all the things that this child's gone through. Yeah, we need intervention. It costs 1,500, whatever. Remember, there's money in this
Yeah.
and they don't do it. Because that was one of the hardest things. I remember there's some kids I was working with, I was like, we need intervention. And then they'll say, no, we're not going to bring the money out there. Or this kid can't keep going back into that home because of rare. And they send them back. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the other side of the caseworker style.
Yeah, I get it. I get the angle you're coming from. So when we're further down the road and this person is 41,
yeah,
and now they are in their bag with the harm that they're causing, we can't. That story has happened, but we have to move from today.
See, I was thinking about a similar thing because I do hear what you're saying about people almost being failed by the system, and they're creating these circumstances where someone can be just develop in a way that isn't helpful to society. I think the difficulty is there's a point at which you become a person in society, especially if you're acting independently, as you're living your life as a person on your own terms.
I don't have the ability to act independently. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying to you. Like, that's the part of it that there's a you lot don't have it because you haven't operated in the space. I'm saying they don't. They're not like they don't have that thing that you're talking about. You say you grow up, you're adult now. When? I haven't, what you're asking, the tools that you're talking about, I don't have. And I haven't been taught all this stuff, the empathy, all that stuff. I can go through, no one's given a shit about me ever. And that's been throughout my life. Well, how can you tell me to understand it at 20, 21, what do you call it? So it is a society, it's a society. In the care system is what they do. This is what happens, bro. You turn 18, they give you a little budget and they say, go and handle life. They just literally say, here's little stuff for your little room stuff there. And your core things, like, just imagine having to be an adult at 18.
Yeah, no.
And you have to be ready. So they, like, you've been getting all this money and they say, that stops now. So trainers, there's allowance, all this stuff allowance and rare. it just ends and then be an adult. These kids end up homeless. Would you call it? There's all sorts of stuff that their chances of making it are crazy. And remember, we still have the gift of going home if it all goes bad. You can't do that because they got a new family in there. Because the government is saying, I can't afford to keep the space open for you. Like, you need a safety net of a home, but there's no thingy to go back to. That's what those people are in society, is what I'm saying. So
I get what you're saying.
It's a mad one, but I'm sorry. What's happened today is just in this short moment. I was with you lot, but my thingy hat's gone back on my, and I never forget. I remember being on this side saying, look what's happening to this 15, 14-year-old. He's gonna do a madness.
It's a tricky one because, you know, we go to the story arc of the villain, but we can't forget that they've been a villain at the same time, because this is the story of murderers as well, serial killers.
Yeah,
you understand me? Who've mastered that they travel and this is their life. So it's like, whilst I can get to the story and be like, oh wow, that's how you compute being a killer. You're a killer still, and it's hard. I can't just separate the two to find the sympathy. When that person is sitting on that video and saying, "Yeah, I do this," that's like, okay, whoa. We start with accountability, and then we can rebuild.
Yeah,
I can't get straight to the, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry this has happened to you.
Yeah,
and you've decided to do this to the world. It's unfortunately that's just not how life goes.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, when our lives are done and we get to the end of our lives and our stories are told, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what you did to this world. That's what you gave to the world. You see what I'm trying to say?
Fair.
I think it is tough, and I think you know that idea that we kind of all see the world as we are rather than as it actually is. And so it's easy, in some ways, probably for me, and with my upbringing, regardless of my challenges, to have not been someone who hasn't gone through foster care, to see it a different way.
Yeah.
I think I'm inclined to agree with Travis on the basis that I think we all have to have accountability at some point, because with the way that the world operates, the law doesn't say, you've been through this, that's so bad, so we give you these different set of laws to live by. The thing is, we're all kind of, because for I imagine that for someone that has gone through that situation, there'll be some that it destroys them, and some that it's their making.
Yeah, true.
And so it's difficult because it's like, well, for people that, essentially what we're saying, that people who it hasn't worked out for, hasn't helped, that they should be treated differently. But I don't know that works.
It's just it's so mad. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, I don't, because there's no answer right now. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no answer right now. That's the truth of it. But then the one thing that you can say is, as men, to talk to the men element of the game is, hey, listen, guys, we have to be more discerning than ever. Women and men, really. But just being able to scope out, you're not good for me. Or even if you present as, and that's why it can't maybe be too early to give up the goods.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, men have to protect themselves on a sexual thing as well. Like, and obviously it's not, a man just beating things is like standard. It's not got the same level of stigma to it. Maybe, well, women, the stigma of casual sex is not really there anymore. People just do it.
It's still there.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah.
But in some ways, I think maybe the penalty that men pay for their role in casual sex, in the sense that there's more risk on the man's side than there is for a female in some regards.
What do you mean?
Like, in the sense that, like, well, there's more. I think it's more easily available to a man without necessarily having consequences the way a woman would. So let's say, for example, a woman can have be intimate one time, and get pregnant.
Yeah.
A man doesn't necessarily have that same.
Okay, he doesn't have to carry the burden of this what happened.
And so I think, you know, they say with who much is given, much is required, and all that sort of stuff. It's like, well, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should.
So we got a Azizi Mills thing. She says,
Victoria's out there. So I see a lot of people tagging me in this whole Victoria thing. I had a guy in my DMs the other day asking me what I hadn't spoken about it. One thing I'm going to say about this situation is, okay, y'all motherfuckers need to learn discernment. Okay, that is all I'm going to say about this situation. Because the problem is with this whole situation is you can just look at her and just see that she's trouble, right? You can see that the girl is troubled. And as we can see from that the clip, she's troubled, right? And this is the problem with man. A lot of you men are leading with skin complexion, looks, bum, hair, and you're not really understanding that a lot of these girls have no substance whatsoever. But you're gassed. You get gassed by the outward appearance, right? And I'm not saying, and this is not me saying that what she's done is right. This is why I keep telling you, man, have this cue to just to stop. Certain things in life are avoidable, right? And I tell you how they're avoidable by not fucking around with certain people.
That's real.
There's bare Victorias out there.
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think part of the problem is for some people as well? But I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. I think some obviously there's just as there's like people have different positions in society. Like men and both men and women in the sense that like levels of what's perceived as attractiveness. And so I think for some guys that maybe don't see the success that other guys do, but I don't think it's them. It's not them that typically get into that situation. Is that fair to say? There's more the guys that are just putting it out there.
I don't know because
No, 'cause
you
it
can't
can
talk
happen.
from a someone that is a predator. You can't talk from the eyes of a predator because they're out there. See, there's while I talk about the social story and stuff, there is predators and wicked people out there just on a basis of I'm trying to destroy your life because I will be happy about that. There's some
right.
people that are out there, just wicked people. So they exist, and there's all sorts of people out there, and just really identifying those people as soon as possible and understanding. Again, that's why time of getting to know someone
To
is
potentially
so
see it.
to see it, because you'll see you'll see all the signs. Even you have a friend, that you have a friend that's always fighting, but because your boy, you didn't realize he's got issues.
I used to say this all the time about man them back in the day. The ones that there's people say, "Oh, he's got mad hot," and it's like some people. It's only later on I realize that some people come from mad situations and
Yeah,
they don't. It's almost like you fight for anything because you have nothing to live for.
you were tapped. I would have a friend that would fight a lot.
Mm.
And I never asked him why he got into the fights, but I'd fight with him. I'd support him each and
Yeah.
every single time. And it's only when time went and then he fell out with me. I said, oh shit, but you've always been like this. I didn't realize this is actually who you are.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I was just not the victim of it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because we just never had any reason to clash. Do you see what I'm saying? But the people will always reveal themselves to you.
That's very true. And
People always reveal themselves.
it's time and space
Mm.
that will do that. Do you know what I mean? We met the situation you mentioned earlier in terms of letting a woman speak and tell you too much for you to get a full read. That works with anyone. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you be out and you don't know who you work with in the office until you go out for those work drinks and you start to hear his banter. And you start hearing this banter is crazy, but he's busting up laughing. You just start thinking, this is a bit dark.
Yeah.
The stuff that you find entertaining,
Yeah.
this stuff you say just casually, I'm like, you're not who you show up to work as.
Yeah.
And this happens on so many layers of just
Yeah.
everybody we're around. So the dating thing, it does need to be dialed back a bit. Like my points about, the kind of how people are in the promiscuous spaces is more to the fact that everybody isn't going to suddenly find sexual discipline.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wayward energy in society right now. It's sexually charged. There's people that just don't want a relationship, but they want to have the sexual freedom. Within that, there is still something to be said about
T's
being
and
a good
C's.
person. Yeah.
T's and C's.
And that's the part where it's like when you start to get into the inner workings of some things that people do, you'd be blown away by how horrible people are to people that they're having sex with. You're just like, yo, something's tapped here.
Do you know what? There's like
Go
a
on. Men.
Oh, men. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Ready to do a deep dive.
Yeah. He's trying to pick you up on the mic. Yeah.
Mm. Safe, yeah.
Well, this is why we spoke, and this is the first reason why I said, for sure, let's talk to men. In the first part, I said, hey, before we even talk about Victoria, man, them, these are out there. Understand that was important for me because yes, there's the cancellation and Ginger J. People made the Ginger J thing is so different to this. This woman's evil, like she done an evil thing, really. And while Ginger J was hurting spoke on a community, it's different to what he was talking. He was moving mad about a preference that he has, and it was misguided. This woman made a strategic decision to destroy lives. Now she should be cancelled, and she should be. That's why the infamy should be there. If I Google her name, I need to see this is who she's about before I see her holistic business, and that's why it's important to do these things. You know what I mean? I think that there is that there, you know. But then, end of the day, a man has he is, as in a man will do the choosing. I'm still of the understanding that men get to choose. Yeah, a woman can be spoken into a situation with a man, but a man, it's very rare a man can be twanged into a situation with a woman, in my opinion, because you're the guy, you're the hunter gatherer, really.
Yeah.
So you've gone to gather a mad thing, man. Them discernment on what you're gathering.
You gotta be
Is
able
what
to,
I'm saying.
read the
Discernment on what
people.
you're gathering. That's a poisonous fruit.
And that's
Do
why
not collect it.
what Zizi said does make sense in terms of, you know what I'm saying, that discernment of being able to spot these girls, because sometimes you give it a beat, you see what she's on. But if you're blinded by cheeks, brother, don't die for Nyash.
Don't die for Yash, and it's a statement.
It's simple as that.
Yeah, don't die for Yash. And the man,
it's almost like the social media kind of thing, and people looking at it's like almost like a match of the day effect, where people are looking at a highlight reel and thinking that, and you're filling in all the gaps for yourself. So yeah, she might look amazing, or she might meet all the other things, but you just convince yourself of who this person is based on her profile, not based on who she told you she is.
yeah.
And so you're like, oh yeah, I've been messaging her. Obviously, I've been following her and stuff, and and that. I know what she's like. And like, you don't know her as a
You
person.
don't know her, bro.
You know, you only know who she's shown you to be at that point.
You're attracted to her,
Statements.
and because she's giving you decent energy, you've drawn this whole story in your mind about what this could be.
Yeah.
And that's where man them go wrong, because you see the infatuation phase of knowing that you've drawn a nice girl.
Yeah.
That twangs a lot of man.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? It takes someone to be used to that lifestyle to not be excited in that space and start making questionable choices.
Yeah.
Imagine you're just a normal brother, you know what I mean? Things normal, and this girl pops up, hundreds of thousands of followers on her page, presents herself well. You're thinking, she can't be mad.
Do you know what? And that's, I ain't gonna lie to you. So you know when people say,
it's that simple, bro. Man them be in a rave and look at a girl and be like, right, that's a wifey right there. When you really deep down, man them look at girls, that's a missus, bro.
Yeah.
Man, take that to mummy.
Yeah.
Brother, based on what she could be on crack.
And my wife will complain about this. She's doing this, but it's
Be
a bit like cars
she could
where
be a nitty, bro.
the body's been polished up and the outside looks amazing. You have no idea what the service history is.
Mileage is
how many
312,000.
You have no idea of how it's been cared for. Because on the outside, everything is just looking like it needs to look.
Red light on the dashboard. 312,000 miles on the clock.
Everything's
Tires
there,
are smooth. You didn't talk about your everyday whip.
tires are smooth, but then you know what's a good sign as well.
Brakes
man?
are
Them, just
screaming at you, bro.
Just to be clever, yeah. Even the shit she posts, them little statements and quotes and stuff.
Fam,
she'll reveal herself.
she's posted through all of this madness as if nothing's happened, bro.
Yes.
Just fruits and veg.
This girl, when I said that she's taking a piss, she said the reason why she was okay, she's 10 days into a 20-day
Fast.
juice cleanse. I thought I swear you idiot.
You're mad.
You're mad. You're mad. The thing that you're telling us that in this moment,
Glazed over, bro.
Never underestimate somebody's ability to believe in the reality they've created for themselves.
yeah.
There we go. While I said it, nail on the coffin.
So we'll leave it there, man. People, big up, man. Them, be careful, gal. Them, the ones, the victims. We hear you. You know what I'm saying, and we feel for you. And this woman has damaged the true women, the real victims out
She's
there.
therefore hurt
She's
their
hurt
plight.
them.
Oh, yeah,
But the
massively.
victims are there, so it's not. We don't now get to question every single time.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But,
Same due diligence.
yeah.
Mm.
And if you
Anyway.
can get video evidence, that would help a lot of cases.
Yeah.
And court, man. Don't be afraid to just have conversations.
Yeah.
Have them coffee dates, man.
Yeah. Courting. Yeah.
just-
Courting.
Oh
Old school.
yeah, that's what you said. Court.
I thought you meant.
Oh.
taking
I
to
thought
court.
raw.
No.
Mad trials.
no,
Just
no. This is-
Yeah.
Where are you on the night of?
No, that's funny. You lot, big up. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe.
Yeah.
Let us know what you're thinking in chat. I don't know. This could have been a triggering conversation. So if you did feel like affected by anything that's said, I don't know. You can reach out or you can just speak to someone, a trusted friend. You know what I mean? But yeah, big up. Stay
Absolutely.
blessed.
Come on.
We're out of here. Peace.